Okay, everyone. We have reached 6 o'clock, so I think we are ready to get started for our Evening with the Candidates City Council Ward 4 Candidate Forum. So thank you all for coming out tonight. On behalf of the Hastings Area Chamber of Commerce, we would just like to welcome you here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending and getting informed and meeting with our candidates. Each of the individuals here tonight is running for a single open seat in Ward 4. The City Council candidates for Ward 4 are Edward Krantz, Amy Sandine, Gloria Ann Petticord, who could not join us this evening due to a scheduling conflict, and Scott Voigtman, who will not be participating this evening and did not submit a statement to be read. In the upcoming primary election, the field of 4 candidates will be narrowed down to 2, and the winner of the general election will ultimately fill the Ward 4 seat on City Council. We would like to extend a warm welcome to the candidates and to all of you attending tonight. Thank you for joining us. We are fortunate to have strong candidates for these important elected positions, and we're proud to provide opportunities like this for our community to meet and hear from them. The Hastings Area Chamber of Commerce, Hastings Economic Development Corporation, and Legislative Committee have prepared a series of questions that will be asked to each of the candidates. To help this event run smoothly and ensure we have time to cover all questions, we ask that you follow a few ground rules. Please turn off or silent your phone. Please remain seated and quiet throughout the forum. We ask that there be no applause and no positive or negative comments during the forum. Any audience member who is unable to follow these guidelines or is disruptive may be asked to leave. Time has been allotted for 2 audience questions. The questions must be directed to all the candidates and not any one specific individual, ensuring each candidate has the opportunity to respond. If you have a question tonight, Chuck over there has our cards. Make sure to fill that out and give it to him. We will have time to answer 2 audience questions, so make sure to fill those out and hand them over to him tonight. As mentioned, a series of questions have been prepared. Candidates will be asked 7 questions, 5 prepared by the chamber and 2 from the audience. We will rotate which candidate answers first with each question. The candidates will be given 2 minutes to answer questions, 2 minutes for their introductory statement, and 1 minute for their closing statement. There are 3 cards to give candidates a warning on their time: a 1-minute card, a 30-second card, and a stop card. Also, just a reminder for the candidates, this is going to be filmed on Hastings Public Access this evening, so make sure to pull that microphone really close to your mouth, and then if it's your turn to talk, make sure to press that red button so everybody online can hear you. Otherwise, with that, I'll hand it over to Chris Shukai, who is our moderator this evening, to get us started.
Thank you, Sydney. Good evening, constituents. Good evening, candidates. Thank you for joining us this evening. We will start with introductory statements, and as Sydney mentioned, these are 2 minutes, and Jose is who you want to be watching for those time cues, as Sydney mentioned. He will be providing those. I will stop you once that red card goes by, just in the name of fairness, so please keep a watch on those times. As Sydney mentioned, Scott Voigtman will not be participating and did not submit a statement. Gloria Ann Petticord is not able to be here, but she did submit an opening statement, which I will read now. I may not be a well-known figure, but I've spent years working behind the scenes, attending meetings, advocating for safe haven laws, and volunteering at North Shore. I am a thoughtful conservative who believes Hastings is worth investing in and fighting for. I have chosen not to accept money from political organizations or special interest groups. I don't owe my allegiance to anyone except the residents I represent. I will not be a rubber stamp or a prescribed vote. I will do the work, think independently, and make informed decisions based on what is best for my ward and with input from my ward, not based on any personal grudges. I believe in fiscal responsibility. We always talk about raising taxes to cover budget shortfalls, but it's time we start talking about managing our budgets better. That means asking hard questions, evaluating efficiencies, considering responsible reductions, and when possible, evaluating staffing through natural attrition. We are a zero-growth community with an ever-increasing budget, and we must be better stewards of taxpayer dollars. I have concerns about adding new taxes, especially on our local restaurants and hotels. Once taxes are added, they rarely go away. TIF can be a useful tool, but we should shift more of that focus towards single-family homes and businesses. Single-family housing builds wealth, pride, and stronger communities, and have local builders who are willing to work with TIF to build single-family homes. I will return emails and phone calls because communication matters. Even when we disagree, people deserve to be heard and acknowledged, and that's the 2 minutes for Glory Ann. There were a couple more paragraphs, but again, in the issue of fairness, we will stop after those 2 minutes. Okay, with the next introductory statement, we will go and start with Edward Krantz. Edward, your 2 minutes start now.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Chamber Comments and HEDC for putting on this forum. I want to start out to tell you I'm married to my wife, 47 years, Ann, and we have 3 adult children and 3 grandchildren who inspired me to work for a strong future of Hastings. I currently am a part-time at Dutton Lansing Company as I work as the ISO coordinator and corrective action coordinator. Over my 45 years at Dutton Lansing Company, I've held a wide range of positions. I've started out as a laborer, worked in my way into quality assurance, as a night production manager, I became the ISO coordinator after that, became a supervisor of Automatics Machine Shop, and whenever I semi-retired, I got the title of Prevention Action Coordinator along with the ISO coordinator. My experience I've learned there at Dutton Lansing Company has helped me learn to do a lot of problem solving. I hold degrees in construction technology, architectural drafting, and manufacturing engineering technology, all from Central Community College. I've also earned several professional certifications from the American Society for Quality, including a certified quality manager, certified quality auditor, certified calibration technician. For the past 3 years, I've regularly attended Hastings City Council meetings and work sessions. I wanted to stay informed about city issues and be an advocate for fellow citizens during public comment periods. I volunteer at St. Cecilia's Church as lector and extra minister. Also, I've been active in the American Society of Quality, Midland subsection. I'm running for Hastings City Council to strengthen the communication and ensure citizens of the Fourth Ward have a consistent, reliable advocate. I want residents to feel heard, respected, and represented. I want better communication. I want to listen to the people of the Fourth Ward and also of Hastings. I support balanced budgets, and I want better jobs, so I work with the HEDC and the Chamber.
And we will stop you there, Edward. Thank you very much. Amy Sandine next with a 2-minute introductory statement. Amy, your 2 minutes start now.
Thank you. I really appreciate all of you for being here. Thanks to the Chamber for hosting these forums, to the local media here, and to you, Chris, for moderating. I'm Amy Sandine, and I would love to represent Ward 4 and cooperate with other council members to help build a stronger Hastings for residents in all 4 wards. I was born and raised in Hastings. I moved away to the big city after high school and then chose to move back 18 years ago because I truly believe that this is the best town to live, work, volunteer, and build a future. I've spent decades of my nonprofit career as a leader in education, community engagement, and strategic visioning, including 15 years here at Prairie Loft in Hastings. I am a business owner with a consulting and facilitation LLC that helps businesses and nonprofits build capacity and strengthen their work. My day job is a leadership position with the Nebraska Community Foundation. I work from home and travel the state to help hometowns achieve their dreams. I make my living building relationships and finding resources to support people and communities. And I want to also do that here in Hastings with all of you. And thanks to my professional work in nonprofits and the social sector, I know how to stretch a dollar for the good of the community. I'd like to work alongside other city and county leaders to help keep Hastings thriving, affordable, safe, and welcoming for everyone. I promise to be responsible with taxpayer dollars. I will work on improving communication between residents and local government and also within the local leadership team. And I'll focus on enhancing the quality of life for everyone in Hastings. If elected, I will work hard to create a community that people are proud to call home. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Amy. For our first question, Edward, we will start with you. That question is, what are your priorities for Ward 4 and the city of Hastings? Your 2 minutes begin now.
Well, my priorities for Ward 4 is to be an advocate for the citizens of Ward 4. And then I'd also like to see the safe crossing for the middle school kids to get over the railroad tracks. The rest of the issues I've run into, I've had people tell me about in Ward 4 is they want a balanced budget. They'd like to see the speed limits enforced on around 7th Street, Elm Street, 26th Street, and Showboat Road. We need to get those down so it's safer for people to enter the traffic zones and for people to cross. The number one issue I've pulled up on by knocking on doors is the budget. People are tired of listening about the budget not being balanced and things not getting done and surprises at the end. The second thing is taxes. I think their taxes are too high. I know there's not a lot the city council can do as far as valuations, but we can try to keep the levy down. And the last thing that they talk about is communication. They want better communication. They say that they don't get the communication they think they deserve, especially with some of the council members that I won't mention that we have here that represent us. Thank you.
Thank you. Amy, you are next, and that question again, what are your priorities for Ward 4 and the city of Hastings? Your 2 minutes begin now.
Thank you. My priorities are the priorities that the people of Hastings create. And I think that the strategic plan sets a lot of those out as a roadmap for us. A priority for our ward is a representative that practices good governance, ethical leadership, and purposeful growth, and someone who's going to help demystify the city decision-making process for Ward 4 and for the whole city as well. In order to grow, we must invest in ourselves, so we need to be creative about how we do that. And in Ward 4, we have beautiful, beautiful parks that we can maintain and enhance. We can engage with the Hastings College campus, which I believe is the largest employer in Ward 4. I know there's concern about safety and traffic flow on a number of streets in Ward 4, including 26th and Showboat, 14th, Elm, and around Hartwell Park. So we can work with planners and residents and engineers on creative solutions for traffic flow and safety. Pedestrian safety is another issue that's related to that, including the e-bikes that it's fun to see kids outside, and there's some education we could do around that. And then also information and incentives to maintain and sustain homes in our ward. The strategic plan in 2024 did set out some priorities that have to do with economic growth, affordable housing, innovation and technology, and especially communication between the people of Hastings and the leadership of Hastings. I have some really creative ideas to be more inclusive with that. I know not everybody's comfortable coming to a setting like this, and city leaders need to be where the people are in all kinds of environments and events. So I think we can really talk as a group and collaborate on ways to increase civic engagement and create those avenues.
And we will stop you there. Thank you very much. For question 2, Amy, we will start with you on this one. Ward 4 is home to an interesting mix of education, housing, and industry, with great opportunity for development on the Showboat corridor. What are your priorities for growth in Ward 4? You have 2 minutes, and they begin now.
Thank you. My priorities for growth would be to explore development opportunities for businesses and those giving incentives to those businesses that create quality of life resources for anyone new coming to town and those who we already have in the workforce, to make sure that we also have quality, affordable daycare, good services to healthcare and social programs so that everybody is well afforded, and that spouses of anyone coming to town also have attractions here, so that people attraction and retention will be really important, as is paying attention to youth, not only the young children, but young adults as well, and elder care too. So it's bigger than just Showboat Road, obviously, and we can't work in a bubble. We're not in a vacuum here. So I would talk to the experts who have already been working on this with HEDC, with the Chamber, with other organizations, CPI, who's already on Showboat, to see what the ideas are there that we can build on and enhance along that corridor and elsewhere in Ward 4. Thank you.
Edward, your priorities for growth in Ward 4. Your 2 minutes begin now.
My priorities for growth in Ward 4 is to grow the tax base for not just Ward 4, but for the city by getting jobs and new industries or businesses in the area. We currently have a couple of open buildings that can be used right now for smaller businesses coming in. We have a nice industrial park. It's not along Showboat, but it's over on the northeast side of town that we could use to put some more businesses in. I'd work with the CRA and HEDC and Chamber of Commerce to get this to happen. One thing we got to keep in mind, we have an electrical power plant that generates excessive energy. That's one of the biggest things that businesses look for when they're coming into a town, is if you got the electrical energy to be able to support their business. We have the Central Community College, which is turning out a lot of technical students that will be there to be able to run some of the different opportunities that they might have as far as machine shop or welding, anything else for manufacturing. They also have a food service program out there also. They got Hastings College, which is trying to grow a lot of people more in the liberal arts side of things, but teachers and whatnot. We need to tap into those resources and partner with them to come up with better jobs for the city of Hastings and Ward 4. Thank you.
Thank you. Edward, we will start with you on question number 3, and that question is, how do you plan to represent all constituents when making important decisions on the council and bring transparency in the process? Your 2 minutes begin now.
Well, that's easier for me because I'm out there listening to the people of the 4th Ward. I've knocked on over 2,100 doors so far, getting a lot of feedback from the residents. So that's how I'm going to get the information for them and how I'm going to represent them, because they're not electing me to be on the city council. They're electing me to represent them on the city council. So my views aren't really as important as their views. As far as transparency, as long as I do that, can't be more transparent than that, doing what the people want. So that's kind of where I'm looking at, and that's where I'm stacking, that's where I'm kind of running on, is to be able to listen to the people and do what they want me to do.
Thank you. Amy, same question to you. How do you plan to represent all constituents when making important decisions and bringing transparency in the process? Your 2 minutes begin now.
I think everything that the council does, every decision the council makes, needs to keep paramount the quality of life, improving the quality of life for everyone in Hastings. So with every dollar spent, we need to ask, how does this help Hastings? Community leaders need to be where the people are. Folks can't always get to us. So going to events, showing up at the wonderful cultural and entertainment programs that we do have in the city. Oh, it's so nice to hear that rain. And the sports activities and the schools and talking to families and being where they are so that we can be accessible. And then that transparency, being open and honest to a person on the council and amongst all of the city leaders, to be very honest about why decisions are made, how they're made, and invite the people in. When people's values are, when they know their values are heard and their voices are heard, they are more engaged. So in my mind, I think we can work on education and communication about taxes and how those funds support the community, share information with the public about available city resources, and create some new times and places for people to share their ideas and be engaged. work as a team to make the best decisions. We've got groups in town already working on this kind of thing that we could collaborate with. Youth Leadership Academy, Leadership Hastings, service clubs. We could be having conversations in beauty parlors and barbershops and the Good Sam Diner, Ag Field Days, parent-teacher conferences, and take advantage of where people are to tell our story.
Thank you. For question 4, Amy, we will start with you. And that question is, when planning for a city budget, the general philosophy is to either increase taxes or decrease spending, or a mix of both. What is your approach to the city budget? Your 2 minutes begin now.
The council must be willing to explore revenue opportunities. We can't solve problems with the same thinking that created them. I think that was Einstein, I didn't make it up. And it's complex, obviously. The balanced city budget consists of the cost of living, the property taxes, living wages, wage disparity, income and poverty, and investing in a community that really serves the needs of all residents. So we need to think about providing housing, schools, childcare, healthcare, senior care, public safety, city services, utilities. So it can't only be about taxes. And we talk a lot about property taxes, and it's a really important topic that we need to all understand and know more about. And I think we can avoid increasing property taxes if we think creatively about other solutions. The budget is 371 pages long, and I'm willing to take a hard look at that and dig into it on every page and every line to try and figure out with my colleagues what solutions we can come to together. Lowering levies saves the individual money but costs the city. And I think there are possibilities like an occupancy tax. We have a low lodging tax, occupancy tax, where other cities have moved that from 3% to 4% 20 years ago, and it's succeeding. There are some possibilities for entertainment taxes. Maybe excessive users could pay fees on utilities, and that would affect businesses, some larger businesses and corporations. We could work with local foundations like the Hastings Community Foundation, Library Foundation, Museum Foundation, to really build a culture of generosity where everyone is talking about how we can help and not only how we can save. So I'm ready to learn more, think creatively, and do the work.
We will stop you there. Edward, you're next. Again, the question, your approach to the city budget. Your 2 minutes begin now.
The first thing I'm going to say about the city budget is the city administrator brings the budget to the city council. The city council really does not develop the budget. It's all they do is they vote to accept it or reject it. They can ask questions, they can read it over, they can make suggestions, things like that, but the city council ultimately does not make up the budget. The city administrator, along with the department heads, do that. How would I be able to increase or pay for some bigger budget than we had last year? I'd like to see us, like we've been talking about, grow Hastings. We got excessive power, we could use that. I'd like to see us cater more to leisure activities. We want to keep people at Hastings. Again, partner with the 2 colleges to retain younger people. Make the opportunities there so they can stay in Hastings. That will ultimately grow our tax base, and it will make it easier on the rest of us in Hastings. Thank you.
Thank you. Audience, this is your last call for audience questions. If you have a question you would like asked, Chuck will be happy to take those for you. But last call for those. Question number 5, Edward, we will start with you on this one. Can you share your ideas on how to balance short-term needs with long-term planning and broader community goals? Your 2 minutes begin now.
Well, the short-term needs and the long-term goals should interact a little bit with each other. Obviously, you're going to have short-term needs are going to be more of a emergency type thing. Our dump truck broke down, we need a new one, so that's going to be a short-term need versus a long-term goal of I want to grow the city by 20%. There's a lot of different things that go into play there, so there are two different types of strategies you're going to have to use in order to be able to make that happen. Obviously, like I said, the short-term needs are going to be more monetary. They're going to be a lot less things that we can put off for another year. Long-term goals we'll work on over the years. I'd like to see us, again, work with different departments that do help us grow the city. The HEDC, the CRA, the Chamber of Commerce, all those entities are tools that we could use to get more jobs here in town, get more people to come in town and stay in town, and we need to make opportunities for the younger people in town. We're getting to be an older town. We need to have the younger people stay.
Thank you. Amy, your ideas on how to balance short-term needs with long-term planning and broader community goals. Your 2 minutes begin now.
In my opinion, I think if we are thinking strategically and looking maybe 20 years down the road, we can set a goal for what we want our town to look like and make decisions toward that eventual goal. It would be nice to not worry every year about operating under a balanced budget and being on a path where that's just a given every year. We can consider, we can listen, we can plan and spend strategically with that in mind, and think creatively and act practically. Every decision we make today should have the future in mind. Those generations will be important to grow and sustain the community. So people attraction and retention will be huge. There might be some opportunities for learn and return where our young people can be supported in going away and exploring with the intent of coming back to start businesses and work here in our town. City and county leadership, I hope, would be working together at all levels, making decisions for the right reasons for the community's benefit. And then the quality of life services, in addition to housing and jobs. So the things that I've talked about that support every level, every age, every ability, every walk of life in all sectors. Poverty is down. We've recently celebrated serving 1 million meals to those in need. It would be nice if we weren't celebrating numbers that big, if we could decrease the need for those kinds of services and make sure that everyone is getting the resources that they need in this town and that people are proud of being here. So it's economic development. Again, it's working with all of the entities in town that want to see this town thrive and making sure that we're communicating with each other and working together to make that happen. Thanks.
Thank you. We turn now to audience questions. And Amy, we will start with you on this first one. The question is, what is unique about Ward 4, and how will you highlight those issues on the City Council? Your 2 minutes begin now.
When I've been knocking on doors and talking to people about Ward 4, I've heard a number of people say, you know, this is the best ward. And I can't wholeheartedly believe with them or agree with them because I do want to represent everyone. I am very happy to live in Ward 4. I've also lived in Ward 3. I grew up there, and I have spent obviously a lot of time working, volunteering, shopping, and eating in all wards across the town. Our parks are a gem, and I think we can really enhance those spaces. The college, Hastings College, is definitely an advantage there. We have new housing, and that's going to maybe have some growing pains as we figure out traffic flow around some of those new developments. And it's exciting to see that new people will be coming to the ward. And we have a wide range of generations that are working together, playing together, living together in our ward. It's a friendly ward, it's a safe ward, and we are really very thrilled to live there, walking around Hartwell Park and Crozier Park and along University and around the campus. A lot of people have smiles on their faces. So having these conversations so that we can maintain and sustain and revitalize anywhere that needs that help will be important as we go forward. Thanks.
Edward, that same question to you. What is unique about Ward 4, and how will you highlight those issues on the City Council? Your 2 minutes begin now.
The things that I found that are unique about Ward 4 is the diversity of people. We have everything from what appears to, they talk to me about being very poor and having to work 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet, to people that are what I'd call filthy rich. They got a lot of money, but the good thing is they also are out there trying to share that money and help people out in need. The Ward 4 residents, like Amy said, they are generous. They're very talkative. They want to promote themselves, the ward. They want to promote things going on in the ward. And not just the ward, they promote things going on throughout the city. I don't know how many times I've heard say something about the museum, the library. There's a lot of things that they really appreciate and use. Ward 4 has got a lot of things going for it. So we got a lot of room to grow. We got new housing, as she said there. She is serious and correct on saying that we got some traffic problems we need to deal with that I do think will get dealt with here in the next year or so. It's nothing that we can't overcome. It's nothing that was unexpected. A lot of the stuff was predicted before we started building the housing complex out there in 26 and Elm. Got a lot of traffic going down Showboat Road, going out to the new biodiesel plant. That's all stuff that we'll take care of. The main thing is the people of the Ward 4 are very friendly, and they'll talk to you. They don't mind expressing their opinions to you, and I found that out as they knocking on doors and just talking to people.
Thank you. Our final question and second audience question. Edward, we will start with you on this one. There have been recent concerns about transparency and integrity. Can you share how you, as a council member, will uphold these expectations as our representative? Edward, your 2 minutes begin now.
Well, the first part, transparency, like I've answered before, is I've gone around and talked to the people, and I've told them, and they do mean it, that will represent the people. They'll know whether I'm transparent or not just by how I vote, because I'll be asking them what their views are, and they'll be telling me what their views are. I'll vote their way, not my way, I'll vote their way. Doesn't matter what I feel, it's what they feel. So if in the case of a contentious vote comes up, if the majority of the people I talk to say no, I'll vote no. If they say yes, I'll vote yes. It doesn't matter what I want to say. And as far as integrity, I feel I'm I got as much integrity as anybody out there. There's nobody that can tell me that or can show me otherwise that I don't have the integrity to do the job. I feel I'm very honest. I'm open to anybody. I've made sure that anybody that wants to talk to me is able to talk to me, and they can ask me anything they want, and I'll answer it to them. And if they call me out on something, I don't have a problem with it. We'll talk it, we'll discuss it. Thank you.
Thank you. Amy, transparency and integrity, how will you uphold that on the council? Your 2 minutes begin now.
Personally, I can only control the actions that I take, and I work at a high standard with a strong work ethic and honesty, integrity, and trust, and I won't let anybody down as far as following guidelines goes. I've served on a number of statewide boards as treasurer, as board chair, as chair-elect, and I know what it's like when things can break down, and that's not worth your time. That's not worth the people's time. So I think we need to focus on not rhetoric, but results. We are acting for the good of the people, for the good of the city, and not with any agenda. It's about the people. It's not about ideology or politics, especially in the nonpartisan role of the city council members. I think if we are increasing that engagement and communication with the city, then we can be more transparent and take more responsibility, as will folks who are engaging with us, taking more responsibility with the face-to-face and understanding the result of actions, and both positive and negative, so that we can focus on the positive, follow that roadmap that is created by that strategic plan we already have in place, and stay focused on what's important and not special interest groups or things that are going to hold us back. So I hope that I will be the person who can help make that happen. Thanks.
We have reached the point in our evening for a closing statement. Candidates, you have 1 minute for the closing statement. We will go in reverse order that we went for the opening statements, which means, Amy, you will start. Your 1 minute begins now.
Thank you. Thanks again to the Chamber, to my fellow candidates, and to all of you. I want to help build a thriving, connected city that people are proud to call home. I'm here to open up lines of communication, consider different perspectives, get creative, and do what's best for our community. I care deeply about Hastings. I know we face challenges, but together we can build on our strengths and find thoughtful, balanced solutions that benefit everyone. When we reach that point, people will describe Hastings as welcoming and thriving, safe, beautiful, and a great place for anyone to live or visit. We are the people we've been waiting for. Nobody else is going to build the town that we want to live in. You have my respect, and I'm honored by your trust and support. Please reach out to me if you have questions or ideas for the good of our shared community. I'm ready to work with you to build the best possible future for Hastings, and I hope to earn your vote.
And we'll stop you there. Thank you very much. Edward, your 1 minute closing statement, and your 1 minute begins now.
Well, first of all, I thank the Chamber for putting this on. I thank all the people that came here to watch us and to listen to us. Hopefully we've made some good sense to you. And with that, I want to start out by saying my campaign is entirely self-funded. You were talking about integrity before. I will not be bought. I will not have any contributions come from anybody or any organization. I'm personally knocking on doors. So far, we've had over 2,100 doors that we've knocked on so far, and I'm meeting the citizens of Fourth Ward. I want to hear what the concerns they have, and I want to earn their trust. I would appreciate your vote on May 12th. One last thing, I kind of said this yesterday. If you have not yet filed your income tax, you got just over 5 hours to get that done now. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, candidates. Thank you, constituents. I will turn this back over to Sydney.
Okay, it was kind of a quick one tonight, but thank you, candidates, for coming out, and thank you, everybody, for coming out and hearing from our candidates. As a reminder, this is our last forum for the primary election, so we really encourage you guys to stay engaged. If you would like to interact with our candidates after the forum, feel free to stay here and do so. Like I said earlier, this is on Hastings Public Access, so feel free to go on to their YouTube channel, rewatch it, reshare it, and get that out there. Otherwise, we encourage you to get out there and vote. Primary election day is May 12th, so get out there, and thank you for coming and getting informed and engaged today. Have a good night.